Good morning. We're back. Today's going to be very short. It's going to be very brief. You guys have a lot of stuff going on. Last week, we did two pretty significant PowerPoints. It's like 70 slides worth of PowerPoints. So, giving you another set of PowerPoints to go suffer and listen through would be very intense. And make sure we're all on the same page, and so that way everybody gets things done. First and foremost, I know one of the big things that came out of this weekend was the fact that this is going to be the rest of the year. Going online, doing this thing digitally, will be what we do for the rest of the year, and it is horrible. It's tragic. I hate everything about this. I mean, it is what it is. I'm gonna miss you guys. I'm gonna miss the day-to-day interactions. We're gonna miss out on so much not going back, and it's horrible. And I mean, there's others that are worse off. You know, those who have fallen ill, and though that it's a tragedy in and of itself in terms of academic things. I think of the seniors who are missing out on proms and graduations and all those things that go on, and just missing out on that kind of those last few weeks of being a senior in high school, and it just kind of got cut short. And for my eighth graders, you guys got cut short. Grad Venture, eighth grade dances, NGHS, and student government, and HOSA, and TSA, and all those things that we do. All those activities, clubs, organizations, my classes, we miss out on a lot of things I like to do come down to the end of the year, and it was part of our thing, and it stinks. And I've been teaching now. This is year 9, and nothing has ever been like this before. This idea that I'll be home from March until August is devastating. I mean, you think, hey, he's off all day. He gets to be at home all day. Blah, blah, blah. No, I hate it. I like going to work. I like seeing my kids. I like doing my thing. I like, you know, teaching history and telling jokes and making people's days better, and trying to, or at least trying to make people's days better and things like that. That's what I signed up for. That's why I did this job. You know, not saying I'm failing or anything, but I feel like I don't make the same impact virtually as I do when I'm in the room. It's just not the same thing, and it's fulfilling that I'm teaching kids and I'm helping you guys learn, but it's just not the same. So let this be like a little mini vent session for many of us, and it's just not what we had in mind for this eighth grade year. I had so many plans, we had ideas, we had things that we wanted to do, and it just didn't pan out the way we thought it would. It didn't pan out the way we hoped it would, and we are where we are. And I'm trying to balance, you guys work, and it's a learning curve for me, and what is too much, what is not enough. I mean, there's some days where I'm streaming and I've got 40 people, 50 kids in watching, paying attention. Today I'm down to 15, and now I'm thinking, am I doing too much? Is it too many streams, or is it not enough, or the stream's not worth it? Trying to figure out what ultimately is the best case scenario. I mean, I will always stream for my PowerPoints and any of the lectures and the information that goes out. Those have to happen. That's a no matter what situation. But in terms of the day-to-day thing, making sure I'm on for 45 minutes to an hour every single day, it's just I got to find justification. This is not me saying I need more people showing up. It's just me more saying I want to do whatever is most efficient and working out for all of us, because there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenery. I know some of you get frustrated when certain things aren't graded fast enough or things go in. You have to keep in mind we have policies on how we grade things and when we can grade things, and I can't really start grading ahead of time, because then someone's going to turn it in later, or then they have to resubmit and have to go back and through the entire focus thing again. And it's part of it is keeping up with all that at the same time. So there's a balancing act. So on that sad news, my goal for you guys this week, we have 2 big assignments that you guys are working on. Oh, not 2 big assignments. You like the day-to-day live stream? I like coming on day-to-day. It's better than not. I mean, I could be some of those teachers who just literally send things out for you guys to work on, and then call it a day. But what I'm also saying, though, is live streaks. The live streaks help a lot. That's weird. Okay. I'm sure you meant streams. There it is. Okay, so when I go through this, when we go through these activities, you have to keep in mind when we're in class, we would do a PowerPoint over 2 days, maybe 3 days. And, there's a lot of question and answering that goes into that, and I can determine whether you guys are picking up on it based on what you guys are saying. So now I feel like I'm accelerating. So now I feel like I'm going really fast because we've already gone through 2 Civil War PowerPoints, and it's been a week. And that would have lasted us a couple weeks because we would have had the first PowerPoint go through, spend a couple days doing that in class, go over it, probably have an activity or an assignment that we would have worked on. And then the next week we do the same thing. But here in of itself, in order to fill stream time, I'm doing double the thing. So I'm doing like 2 weeks worth in 1 week. So we're going to get to a point where by, the second week of May, we're finished the Civil War easily. And that creates a situation of how do we do a debate if we wanted to do the third and final debate. And the problem that I've noticed is, and I've had a couple of weeks to reflect on it, is I don't see enough people who go on at the same time to even fathom doing a debate. It would have to be cross-class, and it would have to be extra credit, because there's no way I can assign a project of that scale and magnitude in which I'm depending on some kids signing in and out. And this is not to say that these kids are lazy for not signing in consistently and things like that. Everybody are on their own schedules right now, and their schedules are very difficult. I don't know what you guys are doing in your lives. I'm sure you guys have siblings you have to help watch and things you're doing around the house and other life situations going on, and I can't police and control that. So to do a debate would have to be extracurricular. It would have to be something outside the norm, and it would have to be for a group of people who'd want to do something like that. And if anything, it would be helpful for me to pilot, see, is that even possible? Could we even pull off something like that? Which I think it would be awesome to do. Personally, we would have to use teleconferencing and things like that, and I think that would be something pretty cool for us to do here, to be 100% honest with you. I'd love to see that happen one day. In terms of other class news, grades are going in today. So everything from last week is going in today. You guys will notice that if you are missing something from the weeks previous and you submit it, it's going to be a little bit until they go into focus. It's just because then I have to go back and cross multiple screens and look and see who turned what in late. And that's going to be the challenge. On top of that, let's talk about test grades, because I can finally talk about the test now that it's over. There are still a couple people who have yet to take the test. And again, not sure what everyone's life situation is, but we will see how it goes. For the most part, tests did pretty well. Some classes, my afternoons, you guys are probably going to have a little bit of a curve. Mornings, you probably won't see a curve at all. Second period had the highest class average. You guys did well. You guys did fairly strong overall. I mean, I was very pleased to see how it went. Let me pull up my tests real quick. So looking at my grade book, I'm not going to put this up on screen because that would be horrible. Let's take a look. So second period, because they're first on the list, because they're my more earliest class. It's loading. There we go. Let's go down to your test. Here we are. Let's see. Oh, I hit a button I didn't want to hit. There we go. Our class average. Actually, no, I did hit the button I wanted to hit. You guys did well. I mean, going down the list, 46, 32, out of 46. Let me clarify. Out of 46. 46 out of 46, 32 out of 46, 42 out of 46, 40 out of 46, 40 out of 46, 36 out of 46, 44 out of 36, 34 out of 46, 38 out of 46, 42 out of 46. You guys did well. The vast majorities are in the upper 30s and low 40s in terms of range, so that's B's and A's, which is everything I could ask for. That's all I want to see from you guys. So that's just out of second period. Oh, wait. Oh, no, that was fourth period. Look at that. Fourth period did really well. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. I hit the wrong button. But, yeah, so, I mean, without making for super exciting content like just reading a bunch of grades off seeing how people did. But you guys, for the most part, did a really, really good job, and I was very pleased. Um, Project submission is getting a lot better. Assignments being submitted on time is definitely getting better. Very pleased about how it's going on. For the most part, I forgot to put Mr. Sendin in my class. Other than that, I mean, some of us are missing on things and others aren't, and that's okay. But we just want to make sure we're doing everything in our power to turn everything in on time. My best piece of advice moving forward, a third did well as well. They always do. But my biggest piece of advice moving forward for many of us would be to go ahead. If you don't understand an assignment, reach out first. If it takes me a couple days to respond, it's because of the sheer number of emails and messages I get from students. I get a lot, and to get through all of them, it usually takes time. And not just because, I mean, I could easily just say something and forget. Typically, what I like to do is, whatever the question is, I like to resolve the situation prior to responding. So if you said, because there are several of you who got locked out of your tests, which was very, very frustrating. I had to go in and unsubmit you at the same time. I didn't want to respond saying, okay, I will do it, and then I'll forget about it because I've got 10 other kids to open up. I had to do it one at a time, so it takes time. And to go in and unsubmit those tests was a bit of a pain. So moving forward, because we're going to have another test coming up. Here's the thing about tests, guys. Once you start, you cannot leave it. And I know, here's the, again, more, not Mr. Robinson venting, but more Mr. Robinson philosophizing. I don't think it's a word. But it's this. I understand students cheat. I understand kids cheat. I have a 16-year-old stepdaughter who told me every single way you guys imaginable could have cheated. I'm not going to, of course, bring up those ways you could have cheated, but there's numerous ways you guys can cheat. And the sheer fact that many of you didn't is very, very positive. It's very warm. It's comforting for me to know that you guys, for the most part, did not cheat. I'm sure some of you did, and I cannot stop you from doing that, and that's the hardest part. So I learned from a Lakewood Ranch high school teacher, it's like, if they're not cheating, they're not trying, which is, I was like, oh, this is a valid point, because they could just Christmas tree it and call it a day. But at the same time, you guys, I'm not going to be as tolerant on the logging into the test and then closing it out so you can see what all the questions are. Go look it up and go back and answer them. Okay, the next test, the lockouts are going to be permanent. The my phone died versus the I just wanted to take a break and watch YouTube versus the I can't tell you how many different reasons I got told that their tests locked out. Guys, once you turn on that test, you should be 100% ready to go, prepared. Let's be honest. Have all your stuff out in front of you, etc., to take that test. You should be ready to go. Now, on that note, not everybody did great on this test. Not everybody did that well on this test. And for those of us, I am announcing right here, right now, it'll be announced on Schoology at the end of the stream, that I am offering test corrections for those who receive less than a 40 out of 46. Okay, now that seems silly because some people with like a mid to high B could have a chance to get some points back. Well, you're only getting half the points back. So if you got like a C, a 75, you can get up into the mid B to high B range. So that gives you something. If it helps your grade, that works as well. And yes, those of us who ask to use their extra credit, those will be factored in. I always try to do those at the end of a grading period, or else it just becomes very complicated. So, what was I going to say? So yeah, so you have your test corrections. Those will be made available to you a little bit later. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do said test corrections. It's a little tricky with these online tests. And when it's done, I will go ahead and once I figure out how I'm going to do this, which I'm looking into now, you guys will be able to take what I'm ultimately will be able to do. I'm going to set it to resume, and you guys will be able to do it enough times until you get every question right. So that's going to ultimately be the way to do this. But I'm just trying to find a way to balance this out. So today, like I said, I'm not doing a PowerPoint. Not yet. We're a little ahead right now. you guys were assigned your work, the web quest. That's going to probably take you a couple days. So you have a discussion board assigned for today. If you guys go into your yellow folders, it should be up and ready already for all classes, not just second period. I made sure to copy all. You guys have your discussion board. It's on the Battle of Antietam. If you need a refresher on the Battle of Antietam, go back to my last PowerPoint stream video. Just go into my channel, look up the last, I think it was the last video before this one that we did. It talked about Antietam. We talked about some of the important factors. You guys are going to definitely need to be able to tell me I don't know what that was. You need to tell me two key descriptive factors that occurred at the Battle of Antietam. It's a significant battle of the Civil War, one that you definitely are going to need to know for a future test. So we will have a stream again tomorrow. It'll be at 11:45. It will be a PowerPoint stream. It will be a full length hour and 10 minute. Usually is how long these go. There isn't anything in Port's folder? Ooh, that's not good. Thank you for letting me know, Jake Busby. That's not a good situation. Let's take a look in the folder. Oh, no. Oh, buddy. Okay, I see what I did there. Let's do this first. Yeah, here's what we did. Your discussion's not in there. Well, the battle discussion's in. I'm in the fourth period, right? Battle discussion's in there. That's weird. It should be in there at least right now. If you take a look. This one, however, the web quest is not, and that one I need to fix before I even put it in. Let me make sure it's fixed. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about this. I know it's super exciting content when Mr. Robinson has to go fix boo-boos. Edit. Let's see if it's the right document in there first. Yes, it is. All right. Publish. There you go. Save changes. All right, Jake. If you can check again. I'm sure it's going to take about 35 seconds for you to hear this. You see the discussion now. Okay. Where's the web quest on Schoology? Summer, I believed you moved into my fourth period, so you're in the same situation. Yep, no, it's the discussion board inside of the yellow folder. It should appear now. I had it unpublished. It needed to be published. If you posted anything yesterday, fourth wasn't able to see it. I realized that, and that's my mistake. One day, honestly, guys, this is an assignment that won't take you much more than about an hour or so to complete. So, given that it's due Sunday, you guys are okay. No worries. WebQuest is there now as well. Perfect. All right, so now we're all on the same page. I open the floor to you guys. Is there any... rephrase what I'm saying. Is there anything I can do to help you guys fix things? Not sure what happened. I guess the cord came a little loose. Also, sad. We would have been going on. What's it called? Grad Venture pretty soon. Sucks that we're not. It is what it is. Apologize. It should be working now. I know. Mic is not working. Give it a couple seconds and you guys will probably figure it. Mic is not working. Mic. It's good now. There it is. All right. Sorry. I broke it. So, anywho, I really wish I could fix this stream. So, philosophize. That's my word. Philosophize. So, anywho. Oh, sounds like Brody's getting in trouble. All right, so we need to add in a couple of grades for you guys today, but there is no dance, I'm guessing. Solid no on that one. We had our faculty meeting yesterday. We are discussing how we're going to be able to get you guys to come get your stuff out of gym lockers, let alone having a 8th grade dance. It's sad for everybody. Trust me, my goal was to save the dance. I definitely would have saved it. Actually, your dance would have been this weekend. Theoretically. So, I think it was this weekend. It's either this weekend or the next one. It's this weekend because it's only the 21st, so that's a shame. We tried, guys. Honestly, it was ultimately our goal. You can dance on TikTok. That is true. My wife wants me to start a TikTok. Not sure what's happening with Grad Venture yet. I know Mr. Boyce was asked that question yesterday, and he said we have no idea. You post like 1 million a day. Yes, Will. If they were funding it, that'd be great. I haven't heard anything yet, though. I don't want to give out wrong information. That's just, I don't want to be that guy. Right? I don't get yelled at work by the fam. Okay, make sure we have everything in here. Okay, so let's see. Whew, what about yearbooks? They are working on how they're going to distribute them. They have been printed. Those are good to go. Nothing has been lost in terms of yearbooks. That's all fine. They're trying to figure out, I know Miss Steckling and Miss, why can't I think of people's names now? Because we've been gone for so long. Homework today. Yes, it's the discussion board. Miss McKinnon. There it is. Miss McKinnon, Miss Steckling, they are going to be putting in they're going to be coming up with a system of distributing the yearbooks. It's probably going to be alphabetical, and on certain days people would be able to come in and pick them up. Okay. So creating, if you guys have any other questions in terms of end of your school stuff, they're going to come up with a system for you guys to turn in textbooks. All you got to think, there's a lot of weird things that we're not used to doing that we're going to have to figure out. So that it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. If y'all know what I mean. It's weird. It doesn't feel like it's been a month, but it also feels like it's been 5 years since we've been at school. But I won't live to see my 8th graders grow up and go on to high school. No more knuckle bumps and yee-hees and all the other things we've created this year. Such a shame. Such a shame. Uh-oh, Brody's in trouble. Alright. Save. Okay. So, are yearbooks free? No, they are not free. People paid for them already. that is most certainly not free. So if there's why is this a test? If there's anything, I can guarantee is that those things ain't free. They cost like real money, not even like cold cash money. Man, what are you guys gonna do with all your cold cash? Woo! Sell it on the black market. Saul realizes things cost money. So, again, having gone over everything we wanted to talk about, are you going to post story time soon? I'm trying, guys. I promise you, I'm not just putting it off. There's a lot going on at home, so I'm playing. It's a mixture of being a teacher and daddy daycare at the same time. And my son is in the I like to take my clothes off and throw things and also knock everything on the ground phase. So right when I get all the lighting and all the stuff set up to do the shot, he goes in and knocks everything down. So it is coming, and it'll be this week. I know I've said that for like 2 weeks now, but it'll be this week. I already got most of the filming done. I just have to do the editing, and that's the hardest part is finding time to sit down where he doesn't get on my computer and start pressing all the buttons because he thinks it's funny and starts giggling the whole time. And then I can't help it, and then I cry. So, third dairy. Okay, as opposed to tertiary, it's third dairy. So, anywho, let's see, Kathy, how are you always first to like discussion boards and have time to do a million TikToks? Oh, I'm sure Kathy's TikToks are terrible, but it's okay. My TikToks will be glorious. No, they won't. They'll be terrible, and no one will look at them either. So, anywho. On that note, guys, we're going to go ahead and start putting your grades in the focus so you guys can see how you guys are currently doing. Most of you are doing just fine. But I'm telling you, if you don't turn in assignments, it kills your grade very quickly. So make sure you guys go back and turn those assignments in. And let me know when you do. So that would be a big help for me. So, again, if you like this class and other classes like it, go ahead and click like and subscribe. For some of us, subscribing would be best because then you guys know when to log in, when to sign in, so I don't have to send like 9,000. TikToks are terrible in general. Yeah, that is partially true unless I see something that makes me actually physically laugh out loud, which is extraordinarily rare, but when it does happen, it is very amusing. I'm sure Saul will attest to it. Me eating 2 McDonald's cheeseburgers at the same time would make for a very good TikTok, a very interesting one in the slightest. How do we let you know if you've turned something in late? An email would be helpful because that dings right on my phone. If you turn in assignments on time, yes, I am putting your project in. I promise that is going to be like today. When you turn in assignments regularly, I'll see it always. But if you turn in something like a week ago, if something was due last week and you didn't do it from week 2, and you're turning it in now, you need to let me know to go look for it because I'm not going to look back in week 2. I'm looking at current, real time, right here, right now. Okay, so that's what I'm ultimately trying to tell you. Is like if you have, like Oscar, if you have an assignment that from week 1 that you did not do, or week 2 that you did not do, you need to tell me, hey, I know it's, April 21st, but I have an assignment from the last week of March. Then I'll be like, all right, cool, go ahead and put it in so I know that it's there. Or go ahead and thank you for letting me know. I can go back and look for it. So it's very difficult to go ahead and find things from forever ago. All right. So like I said, if you guys have any other questions, comments, leave things below. Send me emails and reminds. Everybody stay safe. Stay happy, healthy, the best that you can. I mean, we're gonna make something happen. We're gonna make something work. I'm sure, I'll see many of you again. But under the circumstances, we are doing the best we can. So have a wonderful day. Be good. Be safe. Be well. I always have to look away when I do that. Be good. Be safe. Well. Bye-bye. Adios.